guys, it's a few days later than I shot the first part of this video and a few things came up into my mind. First of all, I liked the photos a lot, but I was thinking that they were not too spectacular or creative for product photography, so I decided to do an additional part with some creative shots. But first I need to change one little thing, because yesterday I got a new present in the mail. This really cool sweater from Motorola. A really cool Christmas present. So thank you once again Motorola Belgium for sending me this beautiful sweater. So there are two additional creative shots I want to take today, and for that I'm going to use my Nikon DSLR camera again, together with my Motorola earbuds to take the photo. First of all, I have this paper. We are going to use it as a backdrop for the earbuds. So that's one setup, and the second setup will be something creative. I did a similar effect in the past with some dices, but now we are going to use the Verve buds, and this might be a little bit tricky because it involves throwing up the Verve buds to create a bleeding effect. Now you can use some rope as well, but that way you have to correct it in post, and I don't like it because it will be not too realistic. So that's why I am going to throw them up anyway, but I will use my bat as an underground so they land softly if I don't manage to catch them. I'm going to set up everything. I'm going to use my tripod this time, and I'll see you back in a minute. Now, there's one thing that you need to keep in mind when using this kind of setup, because I'm all by myself. You need to use the manual focus, because autofocus won't focus correctly once you step into position. So for this shot I'm going to use an object of choice, put it in the plane basically of the shot that should be in focus, and then I will remove it and step into that same plane so I get the object in focus. This will be a bit trial and error, but this is how I create my self-portraits and take my creative shots. So as you clearly can see, this paper bag over here, and basically what I will do is use that as an object to focus on, and in that plane the objects should be in focus. I'm using a really low aperture just to make sure I create this cool depth of field in the photo. I'm going to shoot in a fast shutter speed because I want to freeze motion. I will just focus on the back. I focus by pressing the shutter button in half, and then all I do is switch off the autofocus on my lens so I keep it in focus like that. So I used the autofocus function to set it in focus, then I just switched it off before I released the shutter button. That way the field of focus is fixed. So now I'm not gonna touch it anymore. We're going to use a self timer of 10 seconds. Of course I need the Verve buds, so here they are. And basically what I'm going to do is throw them up like this, and hopefully this will work. This will be a trial and error shot, but it will be a really creative shot. But one thing, I just discovered this. Isn't this cool? This little LED light might be really cool to create some bokeh in the background. So let's try this photo first. So this is the field. Okay, this was take one. Now I'm going to speed up this video because this might take a while. I will show you the photos in a bit. Now this is really difficult because of the dark lighting already, so I'm going to try a different approach, and I'm going to freeze motion with this little trick this little trick is basically using my internal flash of my camera. With the internal flash of your camera you can lit up your environment or your subject. But one other technique to use the in-camera's flashlight is basically to freeze motion, because that's the function of a flashlight anyway. So I'm going to increase the shutter speed a lot so I can freeze the motion, and then I will use the flashlight to freeze the motion as well. Now the focus thing is quite good, so let's continue. I'm really getting there. I just found the perfect plane to get them in focus. Now I just want my hand and the text on my sweater to be visible as well. So this is a really challenging shot, but this is just to show you how difficult some of my photos on Instagram are to get them created when you're all on your own. Just one piece of advice, guys. Just never give up and keep trying. You will get that one lucky shot eventually. Guys, I have some really creative and really good shots. Now there's one disclaimer I want to state regarding this shot. Of course you can take separate photos from the earbuds itself and then mask them out and merge them in one photo in Photoshop, but I wanted to create a realistic photo with the correct depth of field in the shot. Now this was the first photo I wanted to make. Now it's time for one last creative shot I want to make with these Motorola Verve Buds. Basically this shot is a bit easier to do. I'm going to use these colored pieces of paper. So what I'm going to do is put them flat on the table and then use them as a backdrop for the Verve Buds. So for this shot I'm coming close to my window so I can take benefit of the natural lighting conditions. You can already see it like this. This is the setup. Obviously we need the Verve Buds for this shot. So I'm going to put one here and another over there. Put them in this cool composition. I'm not using the charging cable now. Like this. And all we have to do is use our Nikon DSLR camera. I'm going to use an ISO of 100, fast shutter speeds, and I want to create some depth in the shot. But other than that I will do everything in autofocus again. Okay, I really like the effect, but I want to play a bit around with the composition. the perfect composition. Now I find this quite disturbing, so I'll use my black piece of cloth as backdrop as well. Okay. Okay guys, I think that's it for today's video. Really hope you liked it. I will pop up the photos here on screen now. Please let me know down in the comments below which of these shots you like the most. And then only thing that rests me to say is wishing you all a good, healthy and Merry Christmas. Just keep in mind that you don't need to be great to start, but start to become great. See you in the next one. Bye!